it's Hayes, and in today's video we're going to be doing the analysis / commentary for episode 18, Miraculous Ladybug season 5, Emotion. Oh boy, I've just finished filming the perfection commentary and got changed. So anyway, before I carry on with this video, I'm about to spoil the whole episode for you, so I will try my best, but I make no promises to find some links where you can watch the episodes, but they are on it with copyright this season, so I make no promises that I will be able to find any for you. And second of all, I haven't read the show Bible or seen the vast majority of the leaks for the show, so if you have, great, good for you, but this channel is not the place to share it. I don't want to know, and most people watching me also don't want to know, so please, I'd be really grateful if you don't comment them down below. So yeah, that was everything I've got to say. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about Emotion. So quick thoughts. I would give this episode a 9 out of 10. It's not because it was a bad episode, I thought it was really good, I really enjoyed it. And you'll see my reaction in a couple of days. This did get a lot of visceral emotions out of me, shall I say. Visceral emotions, let's go with that. But I did feel the pacing was a little off at times, but I'm not really sure what could have been done to improve it though. I don't like giving critique if I can't think of a solution, so I'm a bit annoyed at myself, but it's just how I felt. It's fine if you don't agree with me though, that's wonderful. But I did like the overall structure of the episode. It was a little bit different, but I still liked it. And Felix, Marinette, Kagami and Adrian were all amazing in this episode. So let's get into it. Andre at the start, finally, the man he has been waiting a millennium to serve this perfect ice cream to these two 14-year-olds. And today was the day his dream finally came true. I am personally so happy for the man. He was so happy, he's so happy. He was like, this is it? There's no drama this time? I was like, no, no drama, Andre, this is it. This is the moment. And I bet this peace will not last long, as we found out at the end of the episode. It will not be lasting long. And obviously this is episode 18 and episode 12. We found out that Marinette and Adrian were dating. I can't wait to see them grow closer together in the episodes in between. Adrianette is my absolute favourite side of the love square, so you can bet I'm absolutely hyped that they are first of all together and second of all to see how this progresses. I can't wait because I do have some reservations about it, not gonna lie, with the way the love square has developed this season, so maybe this will win me over, but I'm not actually 100% happy about it. And I would make a video on it if I had the time. So much stuff, so little time. I have a PhD to finish. Anyway. However, one thing I didn't like about the episode is that I didn't quite buy why Adrian didn't tell Marinette about the ball. Like, I'm glad Marinette was very understanding. If I had been in this situation and my boyfriend had lied to me about this, I wouldn't be so happy. I kind of would have assumed he might have been cheating on me, especially when I saw him with another girl. Obviously Adrian got me. I'd be like, excuse me, no wonder why you didn't tell me, because you're doing this behind my back. She's obviously a lot more secure in her relationship than I ever could be in mine. This is why I don't have a boyfriend. But I was just a bit like, okay, and I did kind of see at the end how Adrian, obviously we got the protection trailer, and protection comes before Emotion, it's episode 16. I understand that Gabriel doesn't want Marinette to be hanging out with Adrian, doesn't want them to date. Fine, I can't do much about it, but like, why would that not make Adrian tell her? Like, I feel like just because of the way Adrian is, he's such an open and lovely and honest person, why wouldn't he just say to Marinette, hey, this thing is going on with my father, you can't come, you're not allowed to come, whatever he wanted to spin her. I'm sorry. Why? I didn't quite get it. I also do find it hard to believe she had just never known about this dance. As Nino says in the scene after Adrian leaves, Marinette has known Adrian's schedule in advance for years, and even though she's no longer keeping up with it, that would have been in his schedule. Like, I think Nino or Alia says, it happens once a year for all these rich families. So it would have been on the schedule. So why didn't she know about it? Have forgotten about it? Fine, sure, I can believe that. But never knowing in the first place? I'm not buying that. So again, some of the motivations of this episode were just a bit like, huh? It was just kind of convenient, you know what I mean? So then Kagami and Lila, and this scene really confused me because Kagami said she still has feelings for Adrian, and I was like, excuse me. Like, don't get me wrong, she was a little bit salty in determination, but I didn't think that meant she had feelings for Adrian, because she was like, there was that one scene where she was like, I wish you like looked at me like that when we were dating and he never did. So I can understand why she'd be a bit annoyed at him, because she did get pretty annoyed in Lies, to the point where she basically hit him and everyone but me seemed okay with it, which I don't really understand to this day, but okay, whatever, we'll let it slide for now. This is not a video about episode 2 season 4. But anyway, I really didn't think she still had feelings for him at all. And the fact that Kagami can first of all help them get together, but second of all be absolutely okay with it, like I could never do. If I had been dating someone and one of my friends and started going out with him and I still had feelings for him, like don't get me wrong, no, I wouldn't try and break them up, but I would find it very difficult to be happy for them, let alone help them get together. Honestly, the characters in Miraculous are an infinitely better person than I could ever be. So now let's get to the party section of the episode. So Gabriel gives Andre a really weird look, because Audrey and Chloe arrive and Andre's like, ah, is Adrian here yet? And Gabriel's like, why are you asking me? I know out of all of them, Andre's kind of like the bumbling idiot, but it was like a perfectly innocent question. So I'm wondering if there's something that happened in a different episode before this one to make Gabriel look at him like that. It was just like, it was a normal question, like, oh hey, you're here, Adrian's not, where is he? He wasn't trying to be rude. Well, I don't think he was being rude. He was just like, hey, he's not here, where is he? I like Adrian. And then Gabriel gave him that dirty look. I didn't quite get it. But then Chloe, oh my god, when she says, it was something like, oh, he's like a traitor and he's hanging out with his baker girl. Chloe, I think that was one of the best lines of this entire show. His baker girl. Just the addition of his, perfection. You can refer to Marinette as his baker girl from here on out, and I know you think it's gonna bully her and hurt her feelings, but I have a feeling that Marinette would absolutely love that, because I think it's sweet. Like, you're not just the baker girl, you're his baker girl. It's just something about that line that I'm like, Chloe, beautifully done. Anyway, so then Marinette shows up to the party and Tiki's like, why don't you just send him a text? And I'm like, yeah, why don't you? Like, don't get me wrong, I like seeing the party, I like seeing everyone in their dresses, especially Marinette and Kagami, but I was just like, why don't you just send him a text? You don't need to do all of this, just text him. Just text him. I don't know, but then okay, so we find out, like when I was watching the episode during my reaction, I obviously didn't know this was Felix at this point. The only Adrian we get in the episode until the end is the Adrian right at the start with the ice cream and the beach. Because I was thinking, like, wouldn't Andre have worked out that it wasn't Adrian? He's like, no, you don't. No, it's not computing in the head. He would know, that man. He's got some sort of gift, a strange gift, but a gift nonetheless. It's weird. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well that at the start had to be Adrian. I was kind of figuring out as I watched, but I was like, he got replaced on the way to the party, it seemed. As soon as he left Marinette, he got replaced by Felix. So I was a bit weirded out when he was alarmed by Kagami's ring, and I'm like, she's been wearing it since we first ever saw her, I believe. I think I've always seen that ring, right? I don't particularly think it's anything new. I have always wondered what it meant, because I can't read kanji, so I always wondered, like, what does that character mean? So it turns out later it's something to do with her being from a line of samurai, which is really cool and stuff, but why was Felix shocked by it? I don't know, that's just a bit strange. And oh my god, Amelie comes in and she's like, Gabriel, my nephew has been missing for weeks and you are doing nothing about it. However, Felix comes home at the end of Multiplication. At the end of this episode, it seemed that Amelie was like in on something with Felix, because she's like, I told Gabriel exactly what you told me to and he had that response. So I feel like that maybe because Amelie from the end of Multiplication seems to be very firmly on her son's side, which is great and everything, it feels like that maybe Amelie has just told people that Felix is missing so he can do whatever it is he needs to do. And she's been telling Gabriel like, oh no, he's missing, you gotta help me find her, but Gabriel is just like, don't care, please go away. Because like Amelie says in it, she's like, my son, your nephew, is missing. You're doing nothing about it and then you invite me to a party. Like, what? It doesn't quite go together, so I feel like that Felix and Amelie are working together on this, which I actually kind of like. I kind of like, not gonna lie. But then Amelie gets escorted out by Natalie. And what Amelie said to her is like, I don't understand why Gabriel's become this cruel and you are complicit in his schemes or whatever. And Natalie was like, I have no other choice. And Amelie was like, there is always a choice. And I'm like, I mean, first of all, good moral lesson just in general, but I feel resolutely that Natalie is going to betray Gabriel. I know this is skipping ahead a little bit, right? So Natalie, when they're waiting in line, when like Chloe and her family are arriving, she coughs and she raises her hand up and she is wearing a ring. I'm presuming the ring Gabriel Babes gave her in Risk. However, Gabriel Babes is also wearing a ring. But then at the end of the episode, when Adrian's talking to his father and he's like, yeah, you're not talking to Marinette anymore, I don't want to hear her mentioned. He's now doing the little twisty on his ring. So, okay, we know in Strike Back that Gabriel Babe has got the ring back from Felix, although I'm not really sure why Felix gave it to him. I'm still kind of part convinced that it's a fake one. Maybe, I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest. I still don't understand why Felix did that really, but okay, whatever. But like, so either at some point Gabriel has swapped rings with Natalie and she's fine with it. I guess she can't really say no, although I kind of hoped Natalie would keep Adrian's ring, assuming he's a sentient monster, because I know she wouldn't control him unless she absolutely had to. Whereas Gabriel is obviously doing it because he's like, oh, I hate Marinette. Shut up, please, you're annoying me, basically. So I'm a bit confused which of them has the real Amok ring, assuming it's Amok because Adrian's a sentient monster, where they got the other ring from, and yeah, I'm a bit confused about that because they're both wearing rings that look exactly the same. It didn't zoom in close enough on them, so yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying, I definitely feel like Natalie will kind of betray Gabriel because like right at the end, Gabriel's saying is like, you're not to hang out with Marinette anymore, I don't want you to say your name, whatever it was he said now. But Natalie in this episode was like, you can't control who your son loves. So I'm hoping, even if like the final tip of the iceberg for Natalie, even though it's not Gabriel making her irreversibly ill and they can't do anything about it, is her putting Adrian's well-being first and being like, you know what, I'm not letting you break these two teenagers' hearts. I'm gonna help them. Because like I know she helped Gabriel do that in Cat Blank, but the situation has changed between now and Cat Blank. I know she doesn't remember that, but things are different now than what they were back in season 3. So the game has changed, and I think if Gabriel Babes tries to do the same thing, she'll be like, you know what? Screw you. She probably won't say that, but you know what I mean. I feel like she will do something. So anyway, everyone looked absolutely gorgeous in their outfits, apart from Andre. He looked absolutely horrific in white. Andre, white is not your colour. Please never wear it again. He looked terrible. And I was like, oh my god, Chloe doesn't recognise her. I knew she wouldn't because Chloe is stupid. And then the names, I was like, oh, my name's Zoe. My underling is called Chloe. Great, amazing. So my first like suspicion after the ring about Felix being Adrian was that with Kagami, he was like, are you jealous? Like, Adrian would never risk that. Like, why would he purposely wind someone up about their feelings? He would never do that. So I was like, you are not my boy. You are not my other son. And I'm really glad. So like I was really worried during that whole sequence when Marinette was like, when Adrian, Felix and Kagami came down and Marinette ran forward and she's like, oh, it's okay, I love you, don't worry, and they hugged. And Adrian, Felix was like kind of pulling a face like, you should not be here, get out and run. Kind of. I was really worried that Adrian, Felix, was going to start shouting at her and break up with her because she was like causing a scene or being embarrassing or whatever. So I was like, don't do it. I was getting really worried. I'm really worried about Marinette just in general actually, mainly in terms of where Gabriel is concerned, but I was like, Marinette, save yourself. But I was like, oh, so relieved when they started dancing. But I was really glad once it was revealed to be Felix, because part of me was kind of like, oh, I wish this was like Adrian and Marinette dancing, not Felix and Marinette. I'm glad it wasn't, you know, their dance from Despair Bear in New York Special where they had their, like, Marinette has her arms around his neck and stuff like that. I'm glad it wasn't what I'm dubbing as their dance. But it was still cute. So now let's talk a bit more about Felix. So a lot of people are saying that he's a full-on villain now, and I still don't believe that. I feel like this episode showed him definitely to still be an anti-hero at the minute. Of course he can change to a villain at any moment, but I feel like this episode anyway showed him to still be an anti-hero. Because first of all, it seemed the Peacock Miraculous he got was for his own gain, to help himself, or he wants to be free, and he wants the same for Kagami and Adrian. And now I'm kind of wondering if Kagami a Senti monster too? They all Sentis, all these rich children. Is Chloe a Senti? I was about to say, are all these rich children Senti monsters? I doubt it. I don't feel there's really any compelling evidence for Chloe being Senti. I could see it with Kagami though. Like, there's no evidence for it other than me being like, oh, just rich children, all not real. But like, I'll have a think about that one, besties. That wasn't in the notes, that just came to me. But anyway, he wants to help Kagami and Adrian be free. He says, I don't want to hurt them. He says to Marinette, she's like, where's Adrian? I swear to God, if you hurt him. He's like, I wouldn't hurt him. So he hasn't hurt them, he wouldn't do that. So that kind of shows that he's somewhat still a good person. Plus as well, he keeps Marinette safe. He's like, I'm gonna get rid of everyone in the city apart from me, apart from my cousin, apart from Kagami, and apart from my cousin's girlfriend, because I knew he'd be depressed without him. That's not something a supervillain would do. He's an anti-hero at heart. Is he doing things for his own gain? Like in this episode? Yes. But he's not an outright horrible person. And then, just as general at the party, Chloe and Marinette wrestling each other. Do you know when we got that image of Marinette restrained in the white dress but no mask? I never thought for 1 second it would be Chloe restraining her. I thought it'd be some sort of security guard. Do you know the men on the doors who were scanning the masks to let people in? I thought it'd be one of them as the episode went on. But like, oh yeah, they're gonna restrain Marinette. I thought it even might be Gabriel at some point. I thought it even could be Kagami's mum at some point. But no, it was Chloe. Amazing. Everyone this season is just getting their chance to step in to the WWE arena. Every single location in Paris is becoming a wrestling arena, and I'm here for it. So then Adrian is revealed to be Felix, and Felix transforms, and he says, you can call me Argos. Which I still find funny. If you're British, you will know this. If you are not British / never been here, you will not know this. But we have a shop here called Argos. The way this shop works is you walk in, there are tables. On each table there is a massive catalogue. You go through the catalogue, you see some things you want, you put the code for the item in this little really rubbish computer that used to be turquoise. You put the code for the item in, you see if it's in stock at the shop. If it is, you click order, you go and pay, and then someone from the back in the warehouse will go and get it for you. The mattress on this bed is from Argos. The chair on my desk is from Argos. Some things in this room are from Argos. Thank you very much, Felix. Every single time I see an Argos, I will think very fondly of you. I find it funnier than it really should be, but anyway. So then Felix also starts singing. I never knew these cousins had such a thing for singing. It was cringy as all hell, although I preferred it just personally to the song Imperfection. Less cringy. But why? Why was it in this episode? As cringy as the song Imperfection was, I understood why it was there. It wasn't like a random musical number. Adrian had written a song for Marinette. It was meant to be cute and sweet. What was the point of this one other than Felix being like, oh yeah, I snap my fingers, you all get lost, check me out. What? Like, it was a good song, don't get me wrong, it was a good song. I enjoyed the song. But what? Okay. So then we get to the fight with Ladybug, and she does a lucky charm, which was really cool that nothing appeared, that the solution was for her to get captured because her lucky charm knew that what Adrian and Kagami would do would bring her back. So that was really cool, but I was alarmed at first. I thought the episode hadn't loaded properly. I was like, oh, you just missed a bit out in the middle of the screen for lucky charm. That was great. And then when Adrian and Kagami like, where is Marinette? They both had tears in their eyes. Oh my god, so good, so good. But then I was dying in the reaction because I was like, is there going to be an identity reveal? Is he going to snap his fingers and Ladybug appears in the bin? I nearly cried because of my own imagination, basically. Didn't obviously end up happening. Turns out I'm not ready for the identity reveal. I've been watching the show for 5 years and I'm still not ready for it. You'd have never thought I was an adult. Anyway, so that's what I thought was going to happen. But yeah, however, then Felix, even though I'm not his biggest fan, absolutely broke my heart to see him crying when he realises everything he's done. He brings everyone back, he goes back up to the roof and he apologises to the moon. He says, my friend, my sister, confirming that Felix 100% views senti-monsters as friends. That's why he hates Ladybug so much, because she killed 3 of basically like his brothers, assuming they were male. I don't know. I mean, it was a moon. I guess he just gave it the gender of female, but you know what I mean. Like, she killed 3 of his siblings in Strike Back, so I understand why he hates Ladybug. I think it's a pretty solid motivation as motivations go. I think it's great. But oh god, I felt so bad for him. Like, I'm not even his biggest fan, and I was like, come and give me a hug. I will hug you. And well, you already have a mum, you don't need me. But anyway, I did feel really bad for him. I felt like this episode confirmed that at the moment anyway, Felix is an anti-hero. As he says to Ladybug, he's not working with anyone, but I feel that this episode could definitely be the start of him starting to work with Ladybug and Cat Noir. And like I said in my theory video on Saturday, I feel like it is possible that he will talk to Ladybug about senti-monsters and how Felix feels about senti-monsters, and she will start to view them as a bit more human. The only one she's ever really viewed as human was the one that looked like her. But even then, she wasn't all that heartbroken about it. She was like, oh, you killed her. Right, well now we're gonna fight you, let's get over that. You know what I mean? So I feel like Felix could help her understand a bit more. So yeah, I feel like he is gonna work with her. Like I said, right now he's an anti-hero, and I hope he stays that way and eventually becomes part of the hero team. That would be great. I feel like he is a really responsible person to be able to keep something as powerful as a Peacock Miraculous, so I don't hate the idea of that. I actually quite like it. So now let's talk about the ending. Andre, I have a bit of a problem with you. In whatever episode it was, I don't remember what episode it was, Joe and Adrian, Marinette, Kagami all go to Andre for ice cream, and he's like, I can't do this combination. No, it has to be 2 of you and 1 of you gets left out. But you can do it today? Not happy with you, not happy with you. But then Marinette's like, oh, maybe I should go and talk to Gabriel. Do not. Like, in terms of Marinette and Gabriel, and they don't really have any kind of relationship, so they don't really talk to each other, because why would they? She's some random girl and he's the dad of her boyfriend, you know what I mean? Like, why would they have like a relationship together at that age, you know what I mean? But like, I am worried for her in terms of what Gabriel's gonna do. Like, do not meet, stay away from him. Like, I'm assuming like Gabriel's order to Adrian, assuming he's a senti-monster because he was twisting his ring, was very specific, and he was like, do not mention her again. He didn't say break up with her, he was like, do not mention her again. So hopefully Adrian won't, but hopefully he's gonna warn Marinette to like, no, this isn't a good idea, please. I think will start crying if Marinette goes to meet Gabriel, even if it's of her own free will. I'd be like, oh god, it's gonna end disastrously. I don't like it all, but I'm hoping Natalie's gonna come in. Like, she is a massive supporter seemingly of Adrian and this relationship. In Passion, she was like, tell me about this girl you like. At the start of this episode, at the start of the party as well, she was like, you can't tell him who he can and can't be with. That's maybe referencing what happened in Protection, where he was like, you're not supposed to hang out with her or whatever. So I'm hoping for Adrian's well-being, because we know Natalie cares deeply about that, she's going to betray him. So then the very, very end with Lila, and when she said the word monarch, you'll see it in the reaction, but I started shouting. I don't know how long I've been saying that Lila knows who he is, and a lot of you have been like, no she doesn't, I think it's just, you know, circumstantial, and I've been like, no, I'm confident she knows. And she knows! I knew it! I knew it! I've known it for ages, I've known it for so long. I've kind of been suspicious since Chameleon. I knew that she knew. I swear to God, when I tell you something's going, I swear some of you forget, I am a writer. I know how these things go. I know how these things play out. I know how they structure stuff. I know. Okay, I've known for ages. I didn't need to read the show Bible to know that she knew. I just know it. I've known for ages. I'm both happy with myself and annoyed at everyone who told me I was wrong for so long. And I cannot absolutely wait to see Lila punch Gabriel's lights out the same way he did to his computer. I don't think she's gonna punch him, but she's gonna take the button. Oh, I am so happy about that. I'm so happy I was right, and I knew I was right, and I've known I was right for so long. Anyway, besties, yeah, I can't wait to see what she's gonna do, and I will hopefully do a theory video on it soon, but I don't know, because as I said in my perfection analysis, if you watched it, the day you are watching this, assuming you are watching this the day it's uploaded, I will be in Edinburgh in Scotland. I will not be in the country. So I'm about to say, if you're gonna write me a long ass essay as your comments, that's great. I can't wait to read it, but please put some paragraphs in so it's easy for me to read. I have bad eyesight, but it may take me a little bit longer than usual to get to it because, like I said, I am going to be in Edinburgh only for 2 days when I'm going away for the night. Just do some cool stuff. We're going to the zoo to see the pandas. Yeah, I won't be here, so I'm sorry in advance if it takes me a little bit longer to reply to your comments, but that's just the way it is, besties. That's just the way it is. So yeah, I'd love to know what you all thought of this episode, besties. Don't worry if you don't have the same opinion as me. Besties don't always agree with each other, but besties always respect each other's opinions. I'd still love to know what you thought of this episode, whether you agreed or disagreed with me at all. I'd still love to know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!